I've been talking with a friend, and I I think it's this is gonna sound very similar, but I didn't. It's not so much winning to me;
Mm-hmm.
it was not losing,
Sure.
and it sounds like the same thing,
It's
right?
not
I
though.
don't want to lose,
Right.
or I want to win,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems the more I see it, it's like the people who don't want to lose, they'll do whatever it takes.
Right.
Like when I went home, I was like, man, I don't want to lose again.
Right.
So I'm gonna do this, 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 and
Mm-hmm.
this every single day, so I don't lose, because that was
Right.
terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that want to win just kind of show up and they're like, okay, I'm gonna do the best I can. Hopefully, I win.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it transfers like later on or as well.
Well,
But
I think one. Well, so if I look at that, I do agree with that from a leadership perspective, and I think you have to have both. And I look at like one is you're looking at what's the ceiling of what I can achieve, and the other is what's the floor of what I'm willing to accept. And I think those are both
it's good.
very
Yeah, I like
important things. So I
Yeah.
look at business. As I progress up through like my business career and stuff like that, my floor has to raise.
Right.
Otherwise, my ceiling can never be. Because
Right.
if you look at I know you're a math guy, or
Yeah.
if you look at just from statistics and you're trying to look at and be able to do predictability. So I'm like big into machine learning and data
Right.
science, stuff like that. Predictability. The more variance you have in all your data pods, it's less predictable, right? It could be here, or it could be here.
Right. Makes sense.
But
yeah.
if you can say like, I know I can raise my floor, and at the same time I can raise my ceiling, but the more I can consistently go in here, then the more predictable and the more I'm going to continue to trend up. And I think a great point recently is someone in your field, and that is Chandler Smith. And so I don't know if you knew this or not, but so Chandler Smith won for the guys, but he didn't win a single event.
No, I didn't think he got second.
No, the highest he ever played was third, but he
Yeah.
consistently placed there.
Right.
And so the reason I bring this up, right, is that at the end of the day,
He was
like,
the best.
he was the best because
By
he
being
was
third every
because he
time,
was
yeah.
consistently the best. And I think this is what too, when I talk about stuff in my daily dose today, or start where you are stuff, it's about that consistency and being there. Like, you might not win the deal that day, but if you're consistently out there and getting 2 to 3 or whatever consistently,
Right. Yeah, he wasn't
you
first
might
place after.
Yeah,
day
you
one,
might not
right?
ever get the most deals or close the most money in a given day, but if you're consistent all the time, you will win over the long haul, because not only does math doesn't make out correctly, right? But I think you can even you can translate this to business or physical activity or what have you. But being consistent is so much more key than having kind of these wild swings and having really great days and having really terrible days, because you'll grow. Like, just, if you watch your diet, I just want to say, like, you can't out-train a bad diet, right? I'm a living example of that. But you can't out-train a bad diet.
I mean, you can, right?
Well,
you just don't stop to eat. Right?
well, that fixes the diet problem.
Oh, true. Fair enough.
That fixes the diet problem. But but at the same time, like, it doesn't matter if I stuck to my macros great today, or nice things, but then I blow it like 3 days, 3 out of 7. I did a podcast about that, like about just if you're successful like this much, if you reached 1/1,000,000th of this type of thing, this percentage based system.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna fail 30% of the time,
right? Exactly.
Nobody's gonna employ you. Like,
exactly,
right. Returning a 30% fail rate.
Right. If you have a 30% fail rate, like at any point in time, do you feel that it's successful? But it's so I say that. But I realize that this ability to, when you get there, is coming back to this point about raising the floor of what you're willing to accept. I think it's important to have a balance of those things, and to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to do at least this, and then also to be able to say, you know what, but I'm capable of X, Y, Z. And I think both things are important. One's survival and the other's aspirational. And I think those two blend of things is what your motivation is.
I dig it.
To me. And I think you're out of time.
I'm just a normal person, though. Feels good.
No, I think you're extraordinary.
Yeah.
But I mean, certainly, like, I think but I think you are a rare. Obviously, just the whole combination of what you do and stuff like that just puts you in a rare percentage of overall people. Right? It's like a marathon runner. We're less than 1% of the world, right? Like,
I mean, most people are in some form or fashion in that small percentage of something.
Right, of something, right? Yeah. Exactly, right? And they can be, and they certainly.
Absolutely.
And look, like, I've ran multiple marathons. I mean, you there's nothing super extraordinary about, like, me from a physical aspect. You know what I mean?
Right.
But But what it boiled down to was though that I was willing to put in the time and the training and stuff to get there, right? So could lot
something I've never done.
Sure, right.
2 miles off.
yeah.
Through the woods.
Yeah.
That was the end of the race. Though. I mean, I didn't quit or anything. I was just the end of the race.
I was like, yeah,
I say that for another 2 miles. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Well, I was going to say it's the first 26 miles are easiest. The last 0.2 that kills you in the marathon, right? Exactly.